Hello, hello, hello. OMG. Welcome back to my channel. So excited you are here. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn coming at you with a new weekly video, garden edition. I have a lot of projects this week that I wanted to tackle. So we're going to start out here on the side of my garage by my shed. This area has not been cleaned up yet this year. We still have leaves that fell last fall that I need to get cleaned up. And I want to maybe try and plant some things over here. If you are new and you just found the channel, I am so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know you are new right down in the comment section so I can welcome you and say hello back to you. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to another video. I sure do appreciate you spending some time with me this week. So I said maybe plant some things over here because I'm not sure what kind of issues I will run into in this area. You can see I have one tree right there, but there's two trees right next to the shed as well, and then a humongous oak tree right in front of where I'm at right now. So I know I probably have all kinds of tree roots growing under this ground. So I'm not sure if it's going to be possible to plant too much, at least not what I'm thinking of planting. I'm thinking of planting some perennials over here. I'm sure I could dig very shallowly to plant some annuals or maybe starter perennials. But anyways, I'm just going to get this area cleaned up and then see what I'm working with. It is definitely a shaded area because of all the trees over here. So keeping that in mind, I chose some plants that thrive in the shade. And if you've watched my videos recently, then you know I am working slowly but surely on weed barrier wherever I can. And I've been just using cardboard, which works fantastic as weed barrier. It's just a matter of, you got to wait till you get the cardboard. So I told my daughter, please save any of your boxes for me. And she was talking to her husband. I didn't even think, but he runs a business and he was like, well, usually we just put, boxes and stuff through the shredder and recycle them. Do you want me to start bringing you home some? And I was like, yes, please. And they are like big, long pieces that don't even have tape on them. Of course, he brought me some boxes that had tape and labels as well that I had to peel off. But these are so fantastic. So I am so grateful for him bringing these home for me. He said he's going to keep doing it every week as they get shipments and just keep me in stock of cardboard, which is so fantastic. And we are supposed to get a big storm, so these will get rained on. All right, so I had taken almost all of the cardboard that I had put in this area. Well, I didn't have this much actually, and used it so that I could finish that bed over there. So I was able to just replace plus some in this area to create a walkway and, to get rid of the weeds. I told you about, just so you know, the 30% vinegar that I showed you in last Tuesday's video that I like to use for weed killer. Like, look, it does a great flippin' job. I sprayed it pretty heavily on some areas that you can see. This area is one where it really knocked out the weeds. I got to pull up the dead stuff now. But anyways, I might take some more of this cardboard to finish. I grabbed some from my daughter's house because she had a big box full saved for me. So I got it up in some of these areas that I hadn't had cardboard down because I don't want to put mulch down over here until I get the cardboard down because it's way too weed filled. But I might take some of this. I got to see. But anyways, I'm just going to leave this here for the night. Let the rain tomorrow do its job of softening this up. Oh, I got to show you. I got a freaking Christmas. It's Christmas in July. I got a miracle. All right. Remember I showed you this bed in last Tuesday's video. Because I'm so excited about my Mexican sunflowers. And I got the rest of the dahlias that I had planted up here. And I told you there was two little baby stems here. When I had planted my sunflowers, the animals came through and destroyed and ate a whole bunch of them. But when I was cleaning up this bed, maybe 2 weeks ago, I noticed that there was 2 stems that were still in the ground, but they were just laying down. So I put them back up and kind of supported them. Actually, I noticed there was 3 stems. But remember, I planted this at the same time I planted this. So I'm like, there's no way those are still sunflowers. Well, I told you I had 2. This one, it's growing. Oh my gosh, it's growing. And I scanned it on my plant app, and it says it's a sunflower. Oh my gosh. How is this? I mean, look at the difference from that to that. How is this even still growing? I don't know. There are some sunflowers that are branching sunflowers, and other sunflowers that if the head gets cut off, it's just done. I don't know if this is a branching, because I mean, that got cut off. It has to be some type of a branching one. I can't even flip and believe it. I almost pulled them out that day, and I told you guys last week, I was like, well, I'm going to give it a couple more days, and I'm not kidding. The next day, we had got rain that night. I started watering them again, but they didn't get any water except for what the rain gave them, because I thought they were all dead. I mean, look at that one. I just got to pull that out. It's just a stick. That's for sure dead. I can't even believe it. It's a dang Christmas miracle. Am I actually going to have a sunflower? We're going to get a big storm tomorrow, supposed to, from the hurricane. So hopefully it makes it. But I had to share that with you because it's like Christmas in July for me. I was so darn excited. And another thing I'm excited about, my hibiscus that I planted up front, I was a little worried about it because when I planted this thing, all the leaves were completely green, and you can see they've turned like a purplish color. She is in bright full sun, which they like bright full sun, but I was like, oh no, this was my first hibiscus. Is it supposed to do this? Is something wrong? Look at the blooms are getting ready to open. It's gonna be so dang gorgeous. They've just been sitting like this since I bought it with all these buds, and I was like, it's not doing anything. I hope it makes it. And there it is. Oh, so exciting, so exciting. All right, last update real quick. I told you last week too that this died. I think because of the spot it was in, the way this area slopes. I don't know what to do now, because look at it, just gave me a new flower and it has green stems. It looks terrible, but look at, it's got like some new buds on here. I tried to break off, I got to pull this one off, but I tried to break off as much dead stuff as I could. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how. It's coming back to life. Oh, you're gorgeous, Dale. You'll come back to life. This one's getting ready to flush out a whole bunch of new flowers for me. That's what that one looked like down there. But now it looks like that. Oh, let's hope she makes it. All right, so what I decided to do was order, a company was having a sale on bare roots. So first of all, you can just get bare roots cheaper than buying the whole plant, as long as you're patient. And so I thought they were having a sale on the bare roots. I think this is a pack of like 8 astilbe for like $12. And I thought, let me plant some astilbe here. It's very pretty. My neighbor has it. I really like it. And they love shade. And then as I was opening the package, I was like, you better go and look real quick and they have instructions of how to plant the bare roots for each individual plant. So you better go look. And I looked and it said, do not plant astilbe directly into the ground. It performs much better if you put it in a pot first, because they like their roots to stay very moist while they're getting going. So my plan for planting some astilbes back there is going to have to wait. I'm going to get these potted up. I think I got 8 astilbes. I ordered 2 hostas and a Bruenna, maybe? Is that how you pronounce it? I think maybe that's what it's called. All shade loving, not just for that area there, but also thinking about where I want to create some garden areas in my back that is very shaded. So I'm just going to pot these all up and get these started like this instead of putting them in the ground. So most likely you'll see some type of an update on that area over there that I started next week. Glad that I looked at the instructions because I was just going to put the bare root in the ground. And they may have done just fine, but I want to do everything I can to make sure that I have success. I've never used bare roots before. Like I said, it is a great budget-friendly way to get a lot more plants as long as you're patient, which I can be patient with gardening for sure. So I'm just going to get these all watered in, and then we're just going to have to wait a few weeks. I will tell you, my hostas are already starting to produce green out of them, so I might plant those quicker. But anyways, kind of bummed that I didn't get to plant anything over in that area that I started, but we'll get to it soon. Well, the rain came, and it was a lot of rain. Some I'm going to show you. I've got some struggling flowers, which I kind of figured that was going to happen. A little surprised on one of them, but anyways, my caladium is opening up its new leaves, so that's exciting. And look at what happened. OMG. Cherry chocolate hibiscus decided to open some blooms. Is that not flippin' gorgeous? So 2 blooms opened, and looks like 2 more are getting ready to open. So that's very exciting. Oh my goodness, I just noticed. Look at how tall 2 of them are. I swear, I'm learning so much about gardening. A lot of times I feel like after things have been established, I'm like, I wish I would have planted those closer together. These ones I should have planted further apart. But I only had so much room in this bed. There's like some hard cement over there that I can't get past. And then there's some like lines here that I can't plant anything. But wow, these 2, I don't know why these 2 specifically have grown so much taller. But I think we're going to have a bloom coming. I'm so happy. And you know, I told you it was Christmas in July. Well, Christmas went away already. Something came through and ate the dang top off again. OMG. Just forget it. I'm not even going to pay attention to these dang things anymore because they keep getting me excited and then breaking my heart. Let me show you where I had the rain really hurt some of my plants. Well, I shouldn't necessarily say hurt because I think these will be an easy fix, but you can see my zinnias are just now starting to bloom, and some of them, I did not buy any zinnias that should have this small of a flower on here. I don't know. Can you even tell? Like, that's how small it is. But like they're leaning, and some of these in front, like they're really... So I got to get support on these. This one's much bigger, and look at how pretty that is. But I got to get support. A lot of these have fallen down from all the heavy rain and wind we had. So all of these in the front are toppling over, and the dang Japanese beetles have been eating away at my zinnias. I actually came out here and sprayed the same stuff I have been using on my plants. I'll put the recipe up on the screen for pest control. It's, like Castile soap and alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. And that actually worked. I noticed 1 Japanese beetle. After I sprayed, I didn't see any more for days. And then I noticed one today, but we got all that rain, so I'm going to have to go through and spray again. So I got to get these supported. So let's go ahead and take care of that now. And then we'll move on to other things. Before we do our support, I can't even believe this. These are the little Shasta daisies that Vivian gave me, and I had split. She just gave me a mound, and I split a whole bunch and just, you know, planted them in here. I did buy the one plant from the nursery. Look, look at, she's just Jeannie, but she's getting a bloom. She's getting a flower bulb. She's the only one. So they must like being in this spot. So that's good. So maybe I'll get one little bloom. And then Vivian also gave me a coneflower, which looks like it's gonna bloom any day. I bought these two from the nursery. They were buy one, get one free. And then I found that one as well at Kroger, which was not buy one, get one free, but I thought it was beautiful. So I planted that over there. Okay, let's get to supporting these zinnias. That dang sunflower breaking my heart. I checked on it. We got 5 inches of rain, and it was just downpouring. And I had checked on it after the storm let up, and it was still intact. But I didn't have an opportunity to like spray it with anything. Like you guys have said, like cayenne pepper and stuff like that will deter the critters from eating it because it was just too wet, and they just came through and ate it again. OMG. So anyways, I'm just going to support these. I'll link what I use down in the description box. There's lots of ways you can support your plants. I just like these sticks. For me personally, the less I can see the support, the more I like. That's just my personal preference. I do have my cosmos supported with like netting. And I'll be honest with you, I don't love the way it looks. The cosmos are starting to fill out, so you're seeing the netting a little bit less. But again, lots of ways you can support flowers. This is what I choose to do. Last year, I did not have to support my zinnias at all. Like none of them flopped over. I think I got different varieties this year. I'm not sure if that's why I'm getting such small blooms or if they are struggling. But I had to support a lot of these ones. A lot of them flopped over. Of course, last year, we didn't have any storms quite like the one that just came through with the amount of rain we got, and we had really high winds as well. So, anyways, I got all the zinnia supported, and then I got to do a couple, like I had some snapdragons in this pot that flopped over as well, so I need to support them too. And I think I'm going to make a couple of changes to these pots. So I had planted this. It is a dahlia, but some type of a different variety of dahlia that only likes part sun, and this is in full sun. This one, like the bloom just dies on me every single time because it's getting too much sun. I just didn't follow the tags. I was like, dahlias like sun. This is another dahlia. I'm thinking these were grown by seed versus tuber, but I could be wrong. So anyways, I'm going to just pull a couple of these out because they're not performing here. They don't like it here. And I'm just going to replace them with other things. I still have, I think, 2 snapdragons that I hadn't put anywhere yet left. So this one already had a few snapdragons in here. So I'm going to put the snapdragons that I hadn't potted up yet in this pot here. And I have another project I'm going to be working on in a minute. And the nursery is getting ready to close by my house. I think next week they said. So anyways, all of their annuals are buy one, get one free. So I went and got a couple of things. So I'm going to pull this dahlia out that is not performing and does not like to be here. And I'm going to put in a sweet potato vine. It's like a, I don't remember what it's called. It's like a chartreuse color almost. I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to put that in here. I think it's going to look super pretty. All right, I'm going to have to see if I can find a shady spot, or maybe I can try to bring those back. But in the meantime, now it's just filled with snapdragons and my verbena, which is doing fantastic. And then this one, I'm going to give this just a little bit longer. It does have new blooms coming. It just, once it blooms, it never looks great, I think because it's getting too much sun, but everything else is growing fantastic. My plan for this pot was not just to have a bunch of beautiful foliage, but also some pretty flowers, but it's kind of turning out that it's just a bunch of beautiful foliage, and I'm not mad at that at all. Let me show you the dahlia that says it needs shade that I did put in the shade, and show you how that one's doing. All right, so this one I put up on my porch with shade loving plants, and I did put the dahlia in here. I mean, this has been a month now that I've potted this, and she is just now starting. It does get a little teeny bit of morning sun, but not too much. She's just now starting to put off some buds. So I will never buy those type of dahlias again. Everything else in here looks lovely. Hopefully my New Guinea Impatiens is going to bloom again soon, but I don't know what to do with those other two. I might just scrap them. Like, they are not bringing me joy. They keep on dying. Even when I put them over here in the shade, I'm waiting a month to maybe get a bloom. We'll see. And I thought I would just update you on this pot. My coleus has definitely grown. It's flowering like OMG. It must love it here. The flowers are like totally underwhelming. I didn't buy it for the flowers. Something's eating the heck out of it though. I need to spray this one. Wow, I didn't even realize how eaten this had gotten. Wow. All right, I'm gonna spray this now. Not touching that one. That one's looking gorgeous. That one's doing okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. This bed here, hey, hang on, let me back up. All right, this is the bed where we planted the hostas, the bleeding hearts, and I called it a shade bed because last year I tried to grow flowers in that exact pot that were sun loving, and they all died because they were not getting sun. It was too shaded over here. Well, I totally forgot that we had the humongous oak tree right here next to us had a huge branch that we had trimmed off in the late fall, and this bed now gets quite a few more hours of sun than it used to get. I would say probably 5 hours of sun now. So I don't know. I've never planted a brand new hosta, but they've not grown. They're in the same spot that they were. I don't know how long it takes them to grow. 3 of them flowered. My bleeding hearts that Vivian had given me that I transferred here, they've not done anything. They're not dying yet. Some of the leaves are looking a little yellow. I wonder if they are maybe iron deficient. I don't know. But maybe this one's grown a little. But they're not doing anything in this bed, and I'm wondering if it's just too much sun now, since I forgot about trimming that huge branch off of the oak tree. Those are all doing fantastic, except for, what is this one called? A double? Oh, it's a begonia. The begonia's really not doing that great. Not compared to the one I have up on my porch. It's the same exact one. So I wonder if it's getting too much sun. Oh, heavens. Next year, I'll try out more sun-loving plants in this basket and see how they do. All right, so I didn't have to stake all of them, but I had to stake a lot of them. So they are all now standing up tall, not laying down. So I think I'm gonna I've already come through once and cut off some of the blooms that were so teeny like this. I don't think I cut this one, but it created, of course, whenever you cut from them, it creates branching, just a ton of branching. I'm trying to see which ones I have actually cut from. I don't really, this one I cut, and you can see all of the branching I have, but this flower is not, it's not big, and I didn't buy any that had little teeny blooms on them, so I'm so confused Last year when I planted zinnias, they all were blooming by the time I bought them from the nursery. None of these were blooming yet. So I don't know. I mean, like that one's nice and big, but a lot of them, that was a good size, but a lot of them are just dang teeny. And so anyways, I'm gonna do some chopping off of those and try to stimulate some more growth. Happens to Betsy. Yes, you're so cute that we're just naming you Cutie, okay? So you're Cutie now. So if I call you, make sure you come. Can you introduce me to the black squirrel? He's pretty cute too. Oh, you missed a lot in that one, huh? No? You got them all? Okay, here you go. Oh, you found one? Okay, here you go. Good job. Good job. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so... I know they're a pain in my butt, but I'm so happy. I have a pet squirrel now named Cutie. Here you go. Well, some more wildlife interaction for you. I didn't have my camera angled great, so you couldn't actually see her taking it from my hand, but this is my new friend. We're calling her Cutie. There you go. There you go. So it's been about 3 days now, and I know which one she is. I can tell she's kind of got a different kind of tail. So my husband was like, there's some squirrels outside. You're not going to be able to tell which one. I go, oh, yes, I will. I know which one is Cutie. I came outside and fed her today. So, yeah, she's eating from my hand now. I know I complain about the squirrels getting in the bird feed, but I do like them as long as they leave my bird feed alone. So here's my next project. I decided I wanted little hanging pots to go along my fence back here to give me some more flowers. So I was thinking, gosh, you should have done that earlier, Jody, but you know, whatever. I'm glad I waited till now because the nursery had everything buy one, get one free. So I paid less money than I would have had I done it earlier in the year. Of course, the growth would have been much better if I would have done it earlier, but these will still have time to grow and look beautiful. And I just wanted to add some more color back here. So super duper excited for this project. So just figuring out which ones I wanted to put together in which color pot and getting them kind of deadheaded. I probably will go through on some of these petunias and chop them off so it'll stimulate their growth more. But for right now, I just wanted to get them potted up as they are to see how they look and get them hung up to see how I like them. So I would love to hear what is happening in your world. Are you working on any projects this week? Anything fun happening in your life? Feel free to share it with me down in the comments if you would like to. I would love to cheer you on and just be excited with you. If you're working on something that excites you, definitely feel free to share it in the comments. And you can see this area over here by my deck is getting some dang weeds again. I did lay cardboard down, but I only had so much cardboard at the time. I only did like the middle path. So I got to get this cleaned up as well. All right, I love them. Obviously, all these plants will grow and a lot of them will trail down, which will just look so dang gorgeous. Let me try to give you a close-up of each one. So some of the petunias are really, really growing. And that one, it's called Black Mamba, Crazy Tunia, Black Mamba. It's a little bit smaller. I got 2 of them because I loved the dark purple. But anyways, they just look so lovely. I cannot wait to see that sweet potato vine. Should just trail right down, which will look just absolutely gorgeous. I wish I would have thought to do this earlier in the year, but I thought to do it now, so we should have hopefully a good couple of months to enjoy these flowers over here on the fence. I mean, even from far back, she had more blooms open. Oh my gosh. Even Grayson, who doesn't really care about flowers, kind of like the girls, she was like, Mom, that flower's really pretty. I'm like, the hibiscus? And she goes, I don't know what it's called. Look at more blooms opened. Oh my gosh, more blooms are going to open. That one's getting ready to fall off. That one's getting ready to fall off. Oh, I just love this cherry chocolate. So dang pretty. All right, last project we're going to tackle is this area. You can see where I put the cardboard down. It's doing great, but I didn't get it all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to take a minute and pull some weeds. We're supposed to get some rain again. And so I want to get some cardboard. My son-in-law gave me some more cardboard, which is awesome. So I want to get this area just totally filled this time so that I'm not having to come through every few weeks and pull more dang weeds because they grow so dang fast. And I know like the bare cardboard doesn't look the greatest, but eventually I'll cover it with something. I just haven't decided what. I could cover it with compost. I could cover it with dirt. I could cover it with mulch. I just haven't decided what I want to do. And, you know, like I always tell you, I can only do so much at one time. So right now, my main focus is just to control the weeds, get rid of them from continuing to pull up. So I'm just going to make sure that every square inch of this area next to the deck by the fence is covered with cardboard. And then I think I'm going to plant one thing in here. We are supposed to get rain on the evening. Well, I'm actually doing this in the evening at like 5 o'clock. It only took me 10 minutes to get through and pull all the weeds. So not a big deal. And then lay the cardboard down. So I'll just let the rain kind of soften it up, and then the rain will also water my flower that I want to plant back here. So I bought a hydrangea like a month ago and changed my mind of where I wanted to plant it, because then I bought the hibiscus that I planted up front. So it's been sitting in a pot for a month, and it's not doing anything, of course, because it needs to be in the ground. It will perform much better if it's in the ground. I kind of had a plan for this area that I was going to put sunflowers over here. And then once the sunflowers all got eaten that I did plant, I was like, forget it. I'm not going to try to plant sunflowers over here now. So I think I'm just going to plant my hydrangea over here for now. If I want to move it later, I can, but I think it gets enough sun right over here that it'll do nicely, and hopefully will start growing once it gets out of the pot. So just getting this cardboard laid down and covering just about every square inch, every inch that I could cover, will really, really help with the weed control. So that is done. Now I'm going to dig a hole and get my hydrangea planted over here. It is a smaller variety hydrangea. I think it gets about 3 feet tall. So I got my hole dug, and I'm going to fill the bottom of the hole with some compost just to give it some good nutrients. And then I'll also fill some compost in before I put the rest of the dirt in. So it'll be small enough for this area, but also should grow tall enough that we'll be able to see it from on top of the deck. So hopefully it likes this spot, and hopefully it does well. And if it does, I might just add a couple more hydrangeas in this area and just leave this a hydrangea area. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Let's see how everything looks now. All right, we're gonna finish the video out here. My beautiful hibiscus. This is the one in the backyard that's blooming. So I have 2 now blooming. The Hubs did when I was gone one day. He always does this crap when I'm gone. I mean, it was a great idea, but I worry about him doing stuff like this when I'm not around. He decided to he dug up some rocks out of that bed over there, which is a chore in itself, like the rocks are heavy, and we already had some rocks lining this, but he made sure that they lined all of the way through, which I do think looks very nice. So that was a big job that he did that I did not know he was going to do. So he just decided to do it. So anyways, it kind of messed up a little bit of what I had already put down, which is fine. I can kind of fix that. But so I got this bed all cleaned up and covered now so that the weeds won't come back. And I've got the, oh, what's it called? Crap. My brain says hibiscus. It's not a hibiscus, Jody. You know what it is. I'll think of it in a minute. Anyways, it's supposed to get about 3 feet tall, so I think it'll look really pretty there because we should be able to see it from the deck. And it really just needed to get in the ground. I had it in a pot for way too long. I'm kind of thinking now that it might look pretty if I put a couple more. Still can't think of the name of it. OMG, the tag's right over here. What is the name of it? Hydrangea. My gosh. It might look pretty if I put a couple more hydrangeas over there and just kind of make this like a hydrangea area, because that back there gets enough sun that I think they'll do lovely. Obviously, if I'm going to put two, I need to do smaller varieties, but if I just do, I could do one bigger variety. So anyways, got a ton done in this video. We had rain come through last night, and apparently we're supposed to get another big storm today, which is great for everything. It's getting watered beautifully, but it does make everything a little bit wilty. So there you go. I just got a ton of projects done again, and that's what I have for you. I hope it inspired you to tackle something in your house. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you so much, and I'm going to see you again next week. Bye.